Hi, everybody. Hope everyone is there. Let me just make sure that the chat box is open because I don't know how many people are there or people are just signing in, but thank you for participating in Thinkfast. This is awesome. So I'm just going to wait for a bunch of people to come in and then we will begin. Hi, you're the first one here. If you have a YouTube channel or a YouTube account, you could post a message in the chat box. Let me know who you are. Let me know where you're from. That'd be awesome. You're the first one here, and we'll see who else logs on. Oh, we see we got two people in the house. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll see how many more people log in. Thanks for joining us today. So I see we have two people here. Oh, we have 22 people. All of a sudden, it jumped from 2 people to 22 people. How you doing? If you have a Google account it will prompt you if you want to type in the chat box. You can have as long as you have a YouTube channel or YouTube account, it allows you to interact with me, and I could see your comments in the chat box. So feel free to type a comment in the chat box. We're gonna wait for a little more people to come in, and then we will begin. I'm getting a message from Mr. Luke Stocking from Development and Peace. I'm gonna ask him when I should officially begin. Right now I see we have 29 people. Gabrielle, hi. Jim, how you doing? Michael, Keith, Kieran Walsh, what's up, buddy? I haven't seen you in a long time. Nick, how you doing? Sydney, yes, Sydney was the very first one. Jen, how you doing? I'm gonna let Luke know there's 31 people right now. I'm gonna just text Luke, and I'm gonna ask him how many people I should be expecting, and then we're gonna start. But welcome everybody, welcome. Today I'm gonna talk about putting your faith into action and how you could do that by going abroad and helping some of the poorest people in the world. Kieran Walsh, who's on the line, he'll be able to answer your questions as well, because Kieran and I both traveled together with 20 other students, and we went to the Philippines to help build houses for the poor and to do a community cleanup. We went to an orphanage. So I'm going to talk about ways that you can get involved. And if that's something that interests you, then I'll tell you how you can contact me so you could also get involved. All right. So Luke says there are 61 people online. We have 34 now. Let me just ask him when. Hey, Luke, when should I start? Thanks for logging on. While we're waiting for other people, I will give you a joke, and I do have some young ones here, and maybe they can give you a joke too. So I'll kill some time by telling some jokes. Here's the first joke. What do you call a camel with no humps? So if you know the answer, write it in the chat box. What do you call a camel with no humps? So think of a camel. It has one hump or two humps. But what would you call a camel that doesn't have any humps? If you have an answer, type it in the chat box, and we will see if you know the answer to this question. What do you call a camel with no humps? I see some people typing. And Luke says to start in 2 minutes. So the answer to what do you call a camel with no humps? The answer is Humphrey. 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 You know the name Humphrey? I don't know. It's all I got. It's all I got. Here, we got a joke right here. This is my daughter, Chase Consul, and her joke will be funnier than mine. We got Chase and Savannah here. So we're going to start in 90 seconds after this joke. All right, here's the joke.
Okay. How do you make holy water?
How do you make holy water? How do you make holy water? If you have an answer, write it in the chat box. How do you make holy water? We're going to look at, oh, is that the answer? Burning the hell out of it. No, that's not how you make holy water. Boil it. What is the answer?
Boil the hell out of it.
Oh, boil. Okay.
So close, but not close enough.
Good. We got one more? We got 30 seconds left. We got one more joke?
What do you call a magic dog?
Okay, come over here.
No.
All right.
Do it. What do you
Last
call
joke.
What do you call a magic dog?
What do you magic dogs here, Chase? Give him the answer. So we're starting in 25 seconds after this. What do you call a magic dog? What do you call a magic dog? So this person says me. That's not what you call a magic dog.
Yeet.
Yeet? Yeet? Oh, look, there's some dogs in there. Are those cats?
Those are cats. No, wait.
Those are
dogs. Cat dogs.
We're going to start in 10 seconds.
More yeets.
But do you know the answer to what do you call a magic dog? Any other answers out there? Oh, this is a good one. Is that right? Houdini?
No.
No? Okay, that's not right.
Houdini.
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 How do you call a magic dog?
He said one more. So.
Thank you for thinking these are funny. Okay, the answer, Chase. What do you call a magic dog?
A labracadabra doodle.
Oh, there it is. A labracadabra doodle. A labracadabra doodle.
Yeah.
Apparently we have one last joke before we start, and it is, why can't you hear, what is that word?
A pterodactyl.
Oh, why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Last one. We got 10 seconds. 9, 8. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
They said their dog is magic.
Here's an answer from the last one. My dog is magic. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? And Daniel got the answer right because the P is silent. If you know how to spell pterodactyl, it's actually P, T, and I don't know the rest because I'm not a good speller.
That's why say it.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We got 42 people online. Amazing, amazing. This is the scavenger hunt or the amazing race. After my presentation, I'll be letting you know where to go next. So here's a question I have for you, and you can type your answer in the chat box. What is the best Christmas gift you've ever got in your life? It's December 24th. It hits midnight, and you're excited to go down to the Christmas tree. Like, it might have been when you're 3 years old. It might have been last year. It might have been when you were in your high school. It could have been when you're in elementary school. What is the best Christmas gift that you've ever had in your life?
The truth.
So, oh, I love this one. Danica said love. Amazing, amazing, amazing. But what are some other Christmas gifts that you have had? Jim said a camera. Matt, oh, this person said cool. Oh, it makes me so sad. PS4. Good. Oh, look at this one. Who knows what a Fender Strat is? It is a guitar. It is a guitar. Oh, this is good. Cash. Jesus, let me ask the girls, and then I'll tell you why I asked you this question. Chase, you first. What is the best Christmas gift you ever had in your life?
Oh. My iPad. That is the closest thing to an iPad, bro. The
Okay.
New version, it's the
New
newest.
iPad. What about you, Savannah?
The truth. With an,
The
with an
truth.
Apple Pencil. With an Apple
iPad with an Apple Pencil. The truth and Summer.
Money.
Money.
Wow.
Money.
And love.
This person said they got gear for painting. Agnes and Sydney said Nintendo
Wait,
Switch.
can I also
Okay.
add one?
One more, Chase.
A box full of Japanese candies.
All right. So
Oh yeah.
imagine you were homeless, or imagine you were poor, and you got the gift of a brand new house.
Oh damn.
Got the gift of a brand new house. Well, that's what I'm going to be talking about, because over the last 8 years, myself, some teachers, and a bunch of students have been traveling to the Philippines to help build houses with the poor. And we usually go right after Christmas. So you spend Christmas with your family. And then on the 26th, we fly to the Philippines. We stay there for 2 weeks. We spend New Year's in the Philippines. But while we're there, we build community and we help build houses with the poor. So before I talk about that opportunity, here's a question for you. What is the population of Canada? What is the population of Canada? If you know the answer, type it in the chat box. What is the population of Canada? It is in the millions. In the millions. Okay, Summer, tell them what you think the answer is.
14 million.
Not 14 million. It is way higher than 14 million. You have an answer, Chase? 50 million. It is lower than 50 million. Summer, you can say it, Summer.
24 million.
It is not 24 million. I'm going to give you the answer. Whoa, Michael, look at that.
You're not allowed to search it up.
Michael probably he put 37.59. You might have looked that up. Is that current right now? Okay, So I'm going to use the basic number of 36 million. I put this presentation together last year, but it looks like 1 million people have entered our amazing country. So the population of Canada is 36 million. In the Philippines, the population is massive. It's over 100 million. Over 100 million. If you look at the size of Canada, Canada is huge. The size of Canada is 9.9 kilometers, 9.9 million kilometers squared. The Philippines is tiny. It's only 300,000 kilometers squared. So here's the important part. Philippines has 3 times the population, but is 300 times smaller than Canada. So if you look at this map right here, here's Canada, as everyone knows, and Philippines is this tiny country right here. Philippines is 300 times smaller than Canada. And why is that important? Well, let's look at GDP. Someone tell me what GDP stands for. Do you know what GDP stands for? Okay, we have a teacher in the house here. Gross domestic product.
Okay.
If you look at gross domestic product per capita, Philippines ranks 118th in the world. 118th. So they're not a very rich country. If you look at Canada, Canada ranks, let me just get that out of there. Canada ranks 21st. So in terms of GDP, Canada is the 21st richest country in the world. And some other countries that you see there. United States is the 10th richest country in the world. So the Philippines is 118. It shows you how much poverty there is in the Philippines. In the Philippines, 23% live on $1.25 a day. 23% of that entire population lives under $1.25 a day. 44% lives under $2 a day. And that equates to 45 million Filipinos live under $2 a day. Remember, what was the population of Canada? And we have it right here from Nikki, 36 million. Look at how many Filipinos live under $2 a day. 45 million. That means that's like every single Canadian. All 45 of you here, everyone in Ontario, everyone across the country living under $2 a day. Imagine that. Imagine the entire country living under $2 a day. That's how many Filipinos there are that live in poverty. So I'm going to talk about how you can put your faith into action through the Student Leadership Department at the TCDSB. We have various service trips that you can put your faith into action. One of them is to the Philippines, which happens in December. Another one is to Tanzania, which happens in August. And another trip we have in India, which happens in March. I'm going to give you details about the Philippines, but if any of those other opportunities, because of timing or because you just have a heart for that country, I'll let you know how you can get involved. So it's definitely an opportunity to serve. Here's some pictures that we've taken, and that's the living conditions of the people in the Philippines prior to when we got there. And there's tons of people that live in these shacks or shanties or these makeshift houses. So what we want to do, we want to transform their current living conditions into something that's a little more stable, a little more safe, something that similar to how we live in like a bricks and mortar house. So here we're going to transform it from this to this to this, and finally into a village that looks like this. So here's the group that went 2 years ago. Students from across Ontario, mostly from the Toronto Catholic District School Board. This is the first picture we took when we landed to the Philippines. And when we were, if you see, everyone has 2 luggages. So we tell them, in one luggage, put all your personal belongings. And in the second luggage, just fill it with as many donations as possible. So here's some pictures of some donations that people put in their second luggage that we donated to 7 different villages across the Philippines, mainly in Manila. So Here, just different groups over the years sorting all their donations. And the reason why we go into 7 different villages is the first year we went to one village. The second year we went to the second village, but we also visited the village when we went prior. And then the third year we went to the 2 prior villages, and then we went to the new village. So every year we're always adding on a village because we don't want them to think, okay, they just come 2 weeks and then they leave. We want to continue that relationship with those villages that we went to in the past. So some amazing times. And here's some pictures of the kids that we gave these donations to. Keep going. Now, here's at an orphanage. And sometimes we don't just put toys in, but we'll put like a can of corned beef or Spam or a toothbrush or toothpaste. What was shocking is that the kids often didn't pick the toys, but they would pick the toothbrush or they would pick the can of Spam. And I know my daughter, if she's right here. Let me show you a picture of my daughter. So here's my daughter right here. And here's Summer, her friend. And and if we said, okay, here's all the toys, here's a toothbrush, here's corned beef, and here's a bunch of toys, I'm pretty sure they would not pick the corned beef.
I don't play with toys anymore.
So it shows you where their priorities are. All right. We had a soccer team donate all these uniforms. So we had Philippines versus Toronto soccer match. And here's just a video. I'm just going to forward. And this is an orphanage we went to. Yeah. And here we went to a church and we were giving out all the gifts. Here we were just playing with the kids. So we went to different places to give out some Christmas spirit. Now, the reason why I have a picture of this girl here is because at one of the villages we served them lunch. And this girl wasn't eating. She was holding her hot dog, a little pastry, and a juice box that we provided all the kids there. And there's like almost 800 kids there. Unfortunately, we can only feed 250 of them. So what the elders did is they handed out tickets, 1 per family. So 1 kid per family was able to come to this party that we were having, and we were serving lunch and giving out toys and stuff. And then I asked the girl, hey, how come you're not eating? Did it fall? And I can give you another one. I just wanted to make sure that you have food. And she said that, no, it was fine. It didn't fall or anything. But the reason why she wasn't eating now is because she wanted to take it home to her family because she had 2 brothers and sisters that didn't get a ticket. So even though she had so little, and even though she had this opportunity to feed herself, she kept her food so that she could save it for later to give to her family. So just a comment here. Yeah, it is definitely a touching experience. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next slide. So here's an orphanage that we went to. We were playing games with the kids. St. Martin de Porres Orphanage. We're just going to scroll through these pictures. I'm going to go to this picture right here. Right over here, there's a turning cradle. And in that turning cradle, I asked sister, what is that? And she said, oh, I don't know if you could see it. Let me make the picture a little bit bigger. It says, turning cradle, abandoned babies received here. And I said, sister, I don't understand this. What is this? And she said, well, when families are too poor to keep their child, they bring their babies and then they open that window and they put their baby in that window. And then the sisters taking their child into the orphanage. And I'm like, wow, that is heartbreaking. Because I have a daughter here. I can't imagine feeling so desperate that I'm going to leave her in this window for someone else to take care of her. So it shows you the level of poverty that these children experience. So I'm just going to fast forward a bit. These are the villages that we visited. At the village, we also do a community cleanup. And one of the main reasons we're there is to build houses with the poor. While we're there, we are, doing some sightseeing because we do have some time. But the main reason we're there is not to do some shopping, not to go to the beach, not to eat this amazing food, but to definitely go to mass while we're there, but to build houses with the poor. So if this is a opportunity that you think interests you and it calls to your heart, I'll give you my contact information and you could get involved. So while we're at the village, this is some of the work that we did. Sometimes we do some painting, sometimes we're lifting blocks. Everything we have to do manually here, where we're mixing concrete and laying bricks. Here, instead of like a truck bringing the bricks, we have to carry it, everything by hand. Here we're mixing some sand, concrete, and water together. And it's always a good time, and the kids definitely help out with us. Here we had to move a tree, and that took all day because everything was done by hand. So amazing time building with your friends, building with the community together. Let me just touch base with Luke in terms of what time he wants me to end. And let me give you, I'm going to type my contact information here now. If you want to get involved in this experience, my email is michael.consul@tcdsb.org. And I'm going to put that on the screen right now. So it's michael.consul@tcdsb.org. And then our website that you could visit for more information is catholicstudentleadership.com. So it's catholicstudentleadership.com, and I'll put that on the screen right now as well. I'll put it as a ticker. Okay, so there's my contact info, michael.consul@tcdsb.org. The website is there, catholicstudentleadership.com. We go every December, and fingers crossed that we'll be going this December as well, and the COVID-19 situation is all clear. But if you want to get involved and build houses with the poor, and more importantly, build relationships and with community with some of the most poorest people in the world, whether it's in India, Philippines, or Tanzania, the opportunity is there for you to put your faith into action and to help people outside of our country. So thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to let you know what is the next stop for our scavenger hunt or our amazing race. Okay. And hope the website is meet.may1st. So meet.may1st. So after you leave here, see here. So meet.may1st.org. That's where you see your next guest speaker, and then there is a password. The password is DRAW, D-R-A-W. So let me write that as well. The password is DRAW. So password is DRAW. And let me put that on the ticker below so that you know. And let's add that right now. Okay. So thank you very much for joining. Once again, contact me at catholicstudentleadership.com or michael.consul@tcdsb.org. And your next guest, you go to meet.may1st.org, and your password is DRAW. Let me let Luke know that I'm wrapping up to see if the next guest speaker is available. While I'm contacting Luke, Chase is just going to show you some other pictures
Yeah.
from our trip. So Chase, if you just scroll there and let me just contact Luke.
Go.
So here's some other pictures, some before shots and some after shots. I'm telling Luke that I am sending the group now. What we realized is, even though we were there to build houses, more importantly, we were there to build relationships. So if you want to build some amazing relationships with some amazing people, come join us. Come join us. So thanks everyone for tuning in. And I hope to see you at some point on one of our service trips. Thanks everybody.
Thanks. Hey. I'm gonna tell a joke for anyone who's still here.
Yeah, you can tell jokes.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Why did the tomato blush?
Why did the tomato blush? Because he was red already.
No.
No, because he was gonna get eaten.
What?
Because he likes spaghetti.
No.
Because he's gonna get sliced.
No.
No. Why did the tomato blush?
Because he saw salad dressing.
Because he saw salad dressing. Oh, whoa. You can't see what we're sitting on. We're sitting on a
Yoga ball.
yoga ball.
Have nothing else.
All right.
Except for like 5
Thanks, everyone. I see there's 12 people still on. Make sure to go to meetmayfirst.org, put in the password draw, and we will see you next time. And if you know the Renegade dance, you can follow along. Here we go.
Wait, renegade, 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 renegade. Da, 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 da. Let's go. Woo, ha, ha. Boom, 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 boom. For you, hey people over there, go follow me on TikTok at Unique Poop and follow me on Instagram at Summer at Game.
All right, everybody. Have an amazing weekend. Happy Holy Thursday. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
And have a good time.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Bye, Easters.